Hello and welcome back. I'm Bebo Joe and this is Workers and Resources Soviet Republic Season X. It is finally time to build a village in the mountain. And no, I did not forget that I did not tell you what the stupid thing is that I did last time. We know exactly what we want to do today. And then we're going to get distracted and also remember that we want to add meat somewhere here. And then we get distracted again and we know that we also want to add more farms. Then we get distracted again, probably doing something that's completely unrelated, like a notification that tells us something that we need to do. All of those things could totally happen in this situation. We had some unhappy people. Those unhappy people are, let's see here, lacking meat, 6% down. Yeah, that's pretty much the main impact there. Crime and all that stuff is all pretty normal. No electricity. That seems a little ridiculous because I don't think that's a real thing. But one of the big problems was the meat that we weren't getting here because these forklifts weren't able to catch up with the meat, and then this is the first time this truck is actually able to deliver meat directly not to the storage, but to the factory over here, because this was also out of meat. It's now finally catching up a little bit, and the meat trucks that we have down in the factory, meat trucks, refrigerators, the refrigerators right here are getting produced, and we have two now standing here in storage. I think I will let this build up to like 20. We probably don't need that many, like 10, and I can switch it back to something else. I don't know what that's going to be yet, but that's that thing. The other thing, this is a stupid thing that I did. I don't think this is a surprise to anyone, but it does seem like this. Let's look at this. 1, 2, 3 trains. There's another one effectively parking here, 4 trains, etc. Trying to get through this tiny little corridor, and it's just pushing it too hard. There's just not enough room for these people to go to where they want to go, and ideally, if I get really lucky, and I don't think I will be, I would like to get a quad track going on this side, and yeah, this is the one where I figured I'm going to have some issues, but I would like to get that quad track started really right after this combination. Yeah, I don't know. I would also like to isolate that quad track if I could at all in any way, shape, or form. So maybe as well get distracted with this first and see how things are gonna move. What is your problem? Is there a little bit of... Cool. There's a tiny bit of like sewer pipe sitting down here, and that's why I can't get past this thing, which is super exciting. I don't think it's supposed to be blocking anyone, but it certainly is, so... Oh, no, I'm blind. There's a power line sitting right here, so that's super. Cancel that construction because I don't think I'm going to get that done, especially not on that side, and I know that there's not that much room on the right. But then again, there's also not all that much going on here, and as long as the trains that I have right now don't run out of time to drop off their people, maybe we're okay. But this is a prime example for should have built a... what's it called? A flying junction. This should have been a flying junction before. Where are you trying to go, buddy? You are going to a distribution office now. You're trying to... You have loaded these guys. And where are you going? Where's this guy? It's probably back here. Yes. And you cannot get there unless the passenger trains let you in, and then there are a bunch of other trains sitting back here wanting to do the same. And nobody can move. Wonderful. This is... this is what I want. 100%. This is always what I want, but it just doesn't work all that well, especially with what I want to do here. And one thing that's a little weird is I haven't seen trains actually go into this side to do their business, which is quite annoying. And I think something that I should do with that is maybe remove this signal right here because it doesn't seem to help, and let them run a little bit, because if I can get a couple trains through here, we should have a better overall behavior than what we're seeing right now. Yeah, nobody wants to go out there. That's annoying. But yeah, all the passenger trains that I have here just starting to back up a little bit, which is a translation to I should probably try to not add more trains to all of this. Maybe I should try to just have a couple bypasses here, at least on the right. for any trains that want to go through here, that they can get out faster. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure why we don't see anyone coming on this side. Let's see. Do I have something wrong with the signals? Triple check that. Okay. Signal. Chain signal here. Block, 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 block. They all have the correct signage, so they should have no problem going to the right. Unless I have no electricity or anywhere over here. Nope, they all have electricity. So do they. So that's not the problem. They're just refusing to get into that section. There was a white signal here that meant someone was already in the junction, but not blocking them from going where they wanted to go. So that seems fine. I think we can save us a lot of headache if I can raise this track to go at least jump over this junction, or if I can raise this track that goes into this side, because we do have a lot of traffic going that way. And, do you want to raise or lower? We could do a lower would be easier. Are you going to get distracted by this right now, or are you going to do this later? Ah, good question. I don't know. Purple, this is orange. This is all just one ginormous junction, but it is one ginormous junction anyways. This is not a real junction, so we don't worry about that part. But I'm hoping that by removing options for the game will decide on some better things. But no, look at this guy. It's not taking the short path or the path down here. It wants to go into this junction, which is not where I want you to go. Is there anything else that I can do to convince you to do other things? I would like to remove a couple signals here. Yeah, no, that one's just like, nope, can't go there. Which makes me worried that there's a problem with... I don't know what the problem would be. Also, you can probably expand this to have... Okay, this is something we can easily do right now. Let's do this right now, because we can easily do this right now. Let's give ourselves a couple extra sidings here so we can get trains out of the area faster. And I want this to be... This may actually be the first functional siding that I have ever built. Maybe I'll pause this, otherwise I'm just going to shoot myself in the foot with what I'm going to do here. But this has the potential of being the first functional siding that I have ever built, because I usually build sidings way too big and way too many tracks, but I think in this case we have the volume of trains that I want to get off the main line to get well, connected to the things that I want them to be connected in. And you F4 maybe to do the snap. No snapping is good. And you come down here. Excuse me, crossing not allowed. I'm trying to do something here. There you go. Yes, we will be slowed down for a little while with the construction cranes that are going to be here, but I think that is all going to be worth it, and shouldn't cause that many issues. Just put one more here and one more here, and now we have 4 tracks kind of doing the thing. Too steep of a descent? I don't think so. Where's the steepness coming from that you are experiencing, sir? Okay, that's fine. So now we have more tracks here that should be able to contain all the trains that are going to go on this route. I'm just going to signal this back up the way it was. And then one more somewhere in the middle. We did have... I'm not going to double signal all of this. I will just make them long enough that the longer iron train can actually fit in there. But yeah, that should help a little bit. Trains cannot pass. I know where that is happening. Let me look at that in just a second. There we go. What? Oh, you're blocked there because you're blocked here. I know where this is happening. We're paused again, yes? Good. We have to go all the way up here because this construction has been slowing everything down. You are now getting out of the way, which should mean you are getting into the way here. We do need... Are you really not? Come on. Come on. You go. Ignore whatever signal you have there. Just jump right in there. Turn around, do the thing that you want to do, and let the other trains do their thing. It's a big junction here, and I do need to get a crossover going sooner rather than later, that we can actually get more trains. And I think right here, once these 2 pieces of track are done, that will happen, but not yet. There's a traffic jam too. Wonderful. Don't worry, we're almost done with the distraction. They can start working on this because rail does take forever. So may as well get started on this while we can. You already have this one assigned to you and this one assigned to you, so you are tackling it from both sides. Maybe that will help with that mainline situation up there. Maybe it won't. I don't know, but we have to get trains off of that main line, otherwise we're just going to have continued trouble for the foreseeable future. I will get that guy out of this area though, because as long as we make the signals nice and short, or the blocks nice and short, I hope that we're not hanging over here too much, but we'll just have to wait. 71%, that's, okay, where's the traffic jam? Traffic pollution, stop, traffic jam right here. Okay, I figure, this is not where I expected the traffic jam to be, but okay, you can't get in there. Are you actually getting repaired, or what's going on here? You did get repaired and that truck is now disappeared. Cool. Train's waiting too long. We know where that is happening. We are at 71% happiness. That's not ideal. And I do know Utopia had a dip down to 60 something percent. Yeah, we're at 60. But I do think we have everything now, so I'm expecting them to get their stuff back. Yeah, they are getting meat, so this number should increase, hopefully, in the near future, and then life should be better? Better enough. What do we have now? We are almost at the number where I'm confident turning the vehicle production off again, but not yet. Not quite yet. It's dark time, nighttime. So let's make sure that we have all the things that we wanted. Looks like these buildings are technically turned on. We had 300 sitting without stuff, and now we have water and everything else here. The only thing that's not turned on is the heating plant. Okay. How are you intending to bring people here? I mean, honestly, a bus will be fine, because we're not delivering anything else to this thing besides workers. How many workers do you want? Like 30 would be ideal, but the way that we're currently set up, that's not going to work. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set the loading capacity a little lower than what we can here. Then we should be fine. You can load anyone you want, bring them here, but I want you to load just about 50% of 135 is still too much. 40%, no, a third of 135 is about 40 people. So that's more than enough to get the things done that we want, and then make that three buses. And then you didn't have shoppers out of goods. Yeah, I'll look at that. And you don't have an end station here, do you? No, we have this end station, but we don't have a normal end station. That is a miss, so let's just add that. I know we're very close to everything here, but you will probably want an end station sooner or later. Even a large one may be beneficial here. Don't forget that you always get the benefit of refueling at end stations, and that by itself is a humongous benefit that we shouldn't just discard or discount. So I'm actually going to have helicopters come out here and do that thing. I haven't figured out what to do with this, but I don't want to do that right now because we have a lot of other rare construction already going on that I don't want to get into any other way. And yes, I am not constructing this super effectively or efficiently because I am setting them up to do the electrification right away, versus you shouldn't do that and then you can do longer pieces of track at the same time, which is helpful. But let's just do this. And we should be getting the benefits of all the middle pieces right away. There we go. That one can go away. And then they will at least do the middle pieces relatively quickly. It'll be okay. And we don't have a big traffic jam sitting here, but we do have this guy that would like some repairs done. And I think you should be able to go to a repair office relatively soon. Everything is fine. I think. Look at all the repair icons that we have popping up in places. They're scary because when they're there, there is a problem. This seems to have worked. I do want to get rid of the helicopter there and the helicopter here. Seems to have worked to give them the new trucks because they are going out again. The trucks before just didn't want to go anywhere, and that seemed like a problem, but it's okay. You guys are doing what you're supposed to do. Where's my unemployment happening? Interesting. Oh, not interesting, because this unemployment is happening because trains cannot get out of the station because we have trains parked behind these guys here, so that all makes perfect sense. But I think we are slowly moving again. Are you? Yeah, you're the repair train that would like to get some repairs done. But it looks like you are done on that side. That is admirable. Let's get our crossing right here just to get started. That looks good. And this one is not assigned to anything yet. Not surprised by that. Construction office, please get these two done so we can get the trains out of the main line. That will be super. Make them high priority, and then they should get started on that. Cool. This one I will just close with signals and not have to worry about this guy like interacting with anything over here, and we should be okay, maybe. Yes, collisions, trains cannot pass, of course. That probably one of them already went home. There we go. You are blocking things and you are on your way home, so we can just send you out and that should be fine. Beautiful. That's a lot of passenger trains parking there. I don't love that, but I think since this is just steel, we're gonna be okay with that. How much construction waste do we have sitting here? Just a little bit. I'm surprised that there's not more people already working here, but that's fine. Good. Back to here. I did have helicopters come in to construct at least the buildings that would be part of the main construction that needed to be done here for the rail to get through. They seem to have gone through, so that is good. It really was just this building, and we do have outside track here if we wanted to use that, but it was that building, and then it was that was probably it, because all the others are pretty much end stations anyways, and I don't want to start on those until we really need them. So this feels fine. Does this one have power? I don't think you have power connection anywhere. Oh, we're probably just going to put it on this side. Let's do that. Right, meow. There you go. There you go. Turn around and get power connected right here with a dirt road when we get there. Good. Done for now. Do we have a good connection to this? No, and I think you should make a shortcut while we're building something, because this shortcut is going to save you a lot of headache down the road. You're just going to distract yourself again with something that's completely unnecessary right now? Yes. That's what I'm going to do. F2 for the topographical overview map, in case you were curious. But let's go into the mountain here. It doesn't have to be straight or flat. It just has to get us there. We do have a couple. Shop is out of good again or still? I'm very tempted to click on that notification, but I want to get this one done first. It's not gonna. They're not gonna start working on this, and the shop is actually important, probably. Yes, probably true. I'm gonna get there. Don't worry. Get you here. Get you here. Get up the hill. You don't want to go up that steep hill. That's fine. I wouldn't want to get up the steep hill either, because that's a lot of work. So let's go snake up the mountain here and take this back just enough to get this constructed. Cool. Let's call this good, because mountain roads are supposed to be bumpy. I think I said that about 100 times now in the last 10 episodes, so I think I brought that point home. What do you think? I think so too. You guys just get me some road connection into here, and that's all we needed there. Great. That road connection already exists. That exists. That exists. The crossover is now built, so we can separate the tracks that we have here, which should alleviate a lot of the... that's the wrong one, buddy. Should alleviate a lot of the train traffic that we have been experiencing here. Let's turn this one around to only make this an exit, just to block it off from the rest of the section. And then we're going to allow a train here, probably another one here. You can exit from here, and then we do need a chain signal somewhere here. Give me a green dot. There's a green dot. And then we should be able to fit all the construction cranes that need to go in here into this section, which is really all we cared about. That looks good. That looks good. They're connected. It's really only room for maybe two. Not even two, because this one can't fit in there. That's annoying. Oh well. We'll be okay. And then we could put a mixed signal here, but honestly, I don't think that will really make a huge difference, because all of this is still connected to themselves, to itself. So it's just going to be a while until all of that is done. But all the trains have moved on. which means no more traffic jams here. Happiness is okay. Well, hasn't dipped further down than it already is, and the unemployment is dipping down, so things are happening. That's good. Let's go see. Let's build a city up here. Click this button. Oh, there was a shop out of goods. Do you want to go look at that again? Stop production, shop out of goods. This is not... No, this is still the same location that we had before. They're catching up. I think they're going to be okay. Happiness has risen by 3 points already, so I think they're all doing what they're supposed to do now. Great. What do you want to change the refrigerator truck production to? I don't know what the next thing is that we need, but let's see if we have a couple vehicles that are currently not being replaced. Show all, vehicle count, no, vehicle age, old, wear and tear. Yes. I want to see the highest, the other one, the other button, that one. We need more snowplows. How many snowplows do we not have? Are you sure? We have snowplows sitting right here. Why are they not being replaced? Get them moving. Yeah, I don't know what their problem is, but do that. We don't need to do anything there. This roller is being replaced by the wrong thing, so I want you to use the normal asphalt roller. As much as you can. Then the asphalt paver. This one is also using the wrong one because we have the NATO one on the island. Get those replaced. Those are already on the right thing. And then we have a bunch of buses that would like to be replaced. Some excavators, some of these, and then I think we'll be fine. I didn't look at the exact number there for how old they were, but as long as they get started on it now, I think we're okay. Excavator wise, it looks like they could be started to get moved somewhere. Interesting, there's no truck currently coming in there, but we are semi-full here. Yeah, I don't know where to put these yet. Let's build that dang city, shall we? Yes, we shall. The city's gonna go right there. Okay. Distraction's over, kind of, ish, for now. Okay, good, great. Meat production right here? That's an excellent point. Stop being distracting. Good. We need a lot of stuff. The first thing that we need is to verify that we can get a road across here, which we cannot, like there. So let's upgrade this to a point where this is a possibility, which should be a possibility, and I want to get to that side of the road and see if you can even get as close as we were before. I want to get to that side of the road because there will be some distribution offices or other things, and maybe even construction offices on that side, and I don't want to just give that up just because we built a little too close to the road, to the rail here. Let's do another one on this side. We're going to treat those as our basic city roads once we're done, so the city has to exist somewhere on the inside of all of this. That's a valiant effort, but not right. Here you go. Let's put the city somewhere on the inside of those lines. I think that'll be nice. Make you nice and flat. Shop is out of goods again. Can you just try to not, like, there's nothing is going on that should make you run out of goods right now. So please stop with that notification. Okay, I know you can turn off the notifications in those buildings, but come on. How do you continuously not have what you need? It's still meat. Okay. You should have meat available now nearby. There's no meat here. That's why. Okay, that makes sense. Where is my meat friend? Where's my meat head? You have meat here. Good. The meat trucks here are doing a thing. That's new. What is this guy doing? What the heck? I didn't know. I didn't know that they updated that. But I like it. That may be a new design that they added in a recent update, but okay, it looks totally different. I like it. That's cool. But yes, they're supposed to get more from here, and they are not. Do we have refrigerated goods sitting down here? Yes, but we don't. Okay, well that's a problem. Where are meat trucks? Am I using this for anything? Yes, this is a covered hull doing the same thing as all the other ones are doing. We have this one that is not doing that much. Where are the meat trucks that are supposed to go here? You can take another meat truck. That's good to know. You are full, and you are also full. So I think we're just in a point where we're trying to replace all the meat that we could, and we just ran out of too many places at the same time, so now everyone's trying to catch up and nobody's able to catch up. That makes perfect sense. Where are you? You are here. I want you to go down here. That's your new home. And then meat-wise, let's get another meat distribution center. We have some room now here that we could use. That'd be cool. But I think what we're going to do instead is add meat to the production here. Or do you just want to have a dedicated meat truck line running back and forth? I don't hate that. Let's do it. Is it ever going to be a problem? Yeah, probably, but let's start with a dedicated line because I haven't done one in a while. How about 2 of these coming down to here? Okay, and then take you and start delivering meat. So I want to get meat from here, load. I don't need you to wait until loaded because I don't want you to block anything. Just go here and unload it. That's it. That's all you're gonna do, and I think you will do a fabulous job, because it's really not that hard. Where's another one? This one. Yes. Can I? Don't go to wherever you're going, and then you'll be okay. Good. Another distraction out of the way. Great. Can we build a city now? Yeah. A new day, a new city. So, is this the one? No, this is the one. How many people do we need? That's always the big question. And there are a couple things that we should throw in here that we have to make sure we have before we do anything silly. One is vehicle repair stations. These have to be large. I think anything smaller than this is going to be stupid, but I want them to be in walking range of the city. So I'm going to plop one here. We should be able to get all our connections, all our storages to wherever we feel like putting them here. Come on, don't disappoint me. I just need to get built up here just a little bit. And then we're going to put a couple housing units nearby. Wow. We've done this thing before where we tried to build on a mountaintop and it really doesn't work all that well. But I guess you're trying it again. So kudos for you, or you're stupid. I don't know which one yet, but it's happening. So let's just deal with it as good as we can. I am feeling that we need 2 of these just because of the amount of vehicles that we have to take care of. And I think it wouldn't be a dumb idea to also allow helicopter repair out here, just because that's always going to catch up with us. But there's this one. Let's check out the distance that we are covering from here. That's the center. There are some vehicles here. That's 1,600 meters. That's good. There's some vehicles here, I think. That is 900 meters. Double that to get there. And then there are some vehicles out here. It's 2,100 meters. It's pretty far away. But with the shortcut that I already gave you, I think it's going to be very possible to get there. So, okay. Let's extend that road because we can. And then, where do you want the second one? I feel like the second one I just want to have in a different place so they're not both blocking each other. Which, well, right over here. How many people do we need for this? 80. Okay, that is 500 people. 500 people to man our repair stations. That is the first thing that we need to run here. I don't love that I'm putting it on this side, but it will be fine. Yes, you're not going to run any rail lines, so everything is going to be repaired in the distribution offices, so this should be okay for the time being. Good. So, 800 for that. If I am able to remove this, I want to remove that. Good. No, not 800. 500 people for that. Just to repair things. Okay. We cannot do minimal. Because minimal is going to be death of us. Let's see. How much did you store? You have always problems storing enough steel. No, steel, you have enough. But the rest of the things you don't have enough. Is that true? Look at a train and see how much repair cost that one would have. If I talk to you, I want to repair you right now. You need 10 tons of steel. And no, both of them need both, because we will have trains and trucks here, and I'm just going to build myself into a corner if I don't give them the storages to make those things happen quickly. And if I don't build the storages now, I will forget, and when I forget, we will have all types of other problems that we don't want to deal with right now. So a medium warehouse should be big enough to give you what you need. Then the medium open storage is 300 tons. That should also be enough. And yes, these all have to be hooked up to a central distribution hub to get all the materials delivered, but we have to do that anyway, so let's just get this done and over with so we can move on. You would go on this side somewhere, like so. So much mountain work. I should have known better, but no, it's fine. And then this one can go here. Great. Wrong button. F2, 3 for my bulldozer, and 2 for my gravel road. And you would come that way, and you would go this way, and then... Come on, I saw it. That was a green. That was a green flash. I know I saw the green flash. F4 to not do snapping, and then you come down here. Cool. Done. Done with this part. They're done. They don't have power. They don't have sewage. They don't have water. They don't have anything really. But that's 500 people right there that I need to man these. What other things do we need? Normal shopping center, normal things. I think we will be totally fine with the small shopping center. We don't need anything huge, but the small shopping center will need a warehouse attached to it. We could cleverly combine these, but I don't think that that's going to be absolutely necessary. Something else cleverly... distribution offices should be connected to this guy. Let's do that right now because, again, I will forget. How many distribution offices do we need? Not technical service, I need distribution. We need 1 to deliver fuel to everything. We need 1 to deliver to the city. And we need... That's it, right? Fuel. Fuel's the big one, and then city deliveries is the other one. I am feeling 1 distribution office may actually be sufficient for what we need to do here. I was looking at this because I saw that happening while I was doing this, and I do not approve. What do we do? Lower this? Yeah, let's lower this and see if we can uncover the rail tracks again. So yeah, is 1 distribution office going to be enough? Destination-wise, I know the answer to that. The answer is no, probably not. So why don't you just do 2 large distribution offices? Because I am trying to fit as much as possible into the catchment radius of this repair office. That's really a main reason. There's still a little overlap over here. Okay, well, fix that and then move on. Got it. You go here, you go here, you go here. You still haven't built a city yet. No, but I'm starting to plan it because planning is required to build cities nowadays. You go away, you get that one done, and you get that one done. Cool. So yeah, there's a mountain here again, as usual. So are you really going to build a distribution office on here? I am thinking yes. Putting one right here may not be the best idea because you still have to worry about where you're going to get your fuel delivery. Okay, we have a lot of rail. There's nothing stopping us from putting something over here for rail delivery for those guys. And I think, well, you are... Now, I was thinking for a second, you're doing liquid fertilizer already in the same place. Why don't you just do fuel as well, also for the trains? And technically, I could practically... I need to have a pump connected to every single farm to bring in the liquid fertilizer and the fuel because there's only 1 connection. So maybe this is a clever way to do this. Maybe it isn't. I'm going to turn this around because I want them to start from the left side so they leave the tracks alone. So there we go. R. Yes. This is close and it's connected. That's what I wanted. So there's the distribution office. Cool. Snowplows. This is very important. This is a farming setup, which means we shouldn't require a lot of snow removal, anything. So I'll set the smallest one. I want the biggest one. 15, 4. This is the one. Yeah. So we should technically be able to get away with just a couple snowplows because the winter is not all that impactful for most of the parts of what we have here, especially because we are going to use helicopters to do the repairs. So, not the repairs, but to do the fire stuff. Which brings me to another point. If you're going to do helicopters, you need to make sure that they are set up right away. And I think I'm going to use the middle part over here that will be connected to our repair station to handle the fire parts of this whole setup. Cool. What? Yes, we have helicopters. They will make fire go out, and everything will be great. So get that one connected there. Get our planes, our helipad. This will just have to connect to the same thing and overlap a little bit. There you go. Now everything is green, and this just became a more sophisticated road that has to get into the mountain. Cool. We do need to make sure that we get fuel to our helicopters as well. So there is maybe a chance for more distribution offices already, but I'm going to leave it like this because more distribution offices will just go into other places as required. I think that's okay. You go down here. Yep, some more straight line, and you will be our technical service office for mostly trash, I guess. How are you going to do trash here? I don't know. I don't want to. Okay. That's what you're going to get here. Great. More city. More thoughts. Bio waste transfer from whatever it is to something usable. I don't think you will enjoy setting it up out here because synthetic fertilizer, sure, we need chemicals and water. Oh, no oil? I thought this one required some oil too. But we need this. You can produce 17 tons of liquid fertilizer a day for 25 people. So that's not super expensive, and you can actually build a lot of that stuff out. All we really need for that is chemicals. Is that a lot of chemicals? I don't know. Should we really set that up here? And are you going to produce enough liquid fertilizer to run for the whole year? That is a big question. Our pollution is not all that much. But the question really is this going to be sustainable and expandable for what we need? Technically, 17 tons of liquid fertilizer a day sounds like a lot. But I don't know how much we're going to use, and for a while we're going to produce a lot of stuff, so maybe I'll just leave the liquid fertilizer alone until we know how much we're actually going to consume in a year, and then I can build that part. Maybe that's better. The composting plant, on the other hand, requires a lot less chemicals and builds fertilizer. This isn't... This requires a lot more space. And I think that space is better spent down here where we already have a lot of the compost coming in, but it's also not fully fleshed out and set up, so I feel a little wrong trying to squeeze something like this in here, which we totally could. We totally could make this part of this, and then it would consume all the bio waste that comes in, but most of the bio waste is already fertilized, so that's another question. How much solid fertilizer do we need every year? Both of those buildings require only 25 workers, so the number of workers that we need to make them run is not very high, and especially on the biofertilizer plant, this is not all year round. The composting plant, not all year round, because it will only turn on when we have bio waste, so we can probably run this with 10 people, but I have a feeling that I need to run this full and probably 2 or 3 of these at the same time, so I'm just going to wait on that. But I will leave, there's some space out here that we can totally use for that production if we really wanted to. We can totally make our way down there with rail, just over this hill, get all the way down there. And they could figure it out if we wanted to, but there are also a lot of other places where that will be something that we can do down the road. I don't think I'm going to do meat. Here's why. So livestock farm requires 50 workers. Okay, that's 150 per livestock farm. Technically, I'm pretty sure... Ooh, maybe I still will do this. So that's 150 people for this, if I want to run it full. We already have crops nearby that we just have to, you know, build another crop storage somewhere and collect that stuff. And we would get 10 tons of livestock a day. We would also produce a ton of bio-waste. Okay, this is important. It produces so much bio-waste. I don't think it will even tell you that. Big garbage export, 13 tons of mixed waste. That's not the one. Yeah, it doesn't tell you how much waste it produces, but the livestock haul range and this one, they both produce a lot of mixed waste. every single day, especially on the bio side. Manure, right? Okay. The livestock haul range doesn't need any workers, just has a water quality requirement. That's easy enough and doesn't have any pollution. This one just requires 50 workers. I'm trying to see if I want to do this because you need to know how big your city is going to be before you build it. And I don't just want to plop down a bunch of Nerpa flats, although I'm starting to think that's maybe what I'm doing, because if I put 3 of them down, I may have enough workers for everything that I need in the space that I have. Okay, livestock haul range, 225 tons of livestock. Ignore that because this one can be filled up really fast with animals from one livestock farm. Maybe if we have 2 connected to this, that's enough. Slaughterhouse can take 150 tons of livestock. Okay, and you can produce 60 tons of meat. Okay, look at the economy last year. How much meat did we consume, produce, waste production industry, citizen facilities? There we go, meat. 2,000 tons. Okay, how many days is that at 60 tons of meat a day if we get 150 tons of cow? No, this math is hard because I don't think I'm doing it right. Cold storage only has 3.8 tons of meat export. If we are producing meat here, we also have to move it out. So there's going to be a lot of train traffic in and out from this area. But then again, we have 2 large storages already over by our main distribution hub, where we just added a bunch of trucks to move more stuff in. So maybe that's okay. Okay, let's think about this. It is divided. Let's say 1 to 5, 3 to 1, 150 to 50 tons of meat, because the math is a little easier. So I get 1 ton of meat for every 150 tons of livestock. If I produce 10 tons of livestock, I get 3 tons of meat. Let's call it 4 because that's the ratio. So 4 tons of meat out of 10 tons of livestock per day. 4 tons. Maybe that's fine. Maybe a third is better. Yeah, let's do a third. 3 tons of meat out of 10 tons of livestock. Okay. Per day. 3 tons. If I do that times 365, I get about 1,000 tons of meat. That is half. So I need 2 livestock farms to produce what I need for my current republic, and I probably need 3 to produce enough for, well, for the expanding republic later on. I am tempted. Ooh, there's good space up here that I would like to use for this if we have good enough room. So I need a livestock haul range that has 4 connections on it. That is good news. Let's see. Let's see how if we can fit something in here that I want. I don't want to just flatten out the whole area, but if I can make this work, I will make this work. Plop you here. Have a road connection pointed to the same side because I like that. And then we have 3 more connections next door. The first one goes here. These all need a lot of grain. Okay, hold on. Hold on. T, yes. Flip like this, yes. And then they have 2 grain connections on the north side. That feels good. Do we need grain to come in with truck or with train? Yes, that is a question that we should answer before we do too much of this, but I'm kind of liking that I'm able to sort of fit this where I wanted it in the first place, and we may just not be... Oh, no, I saw yellow. I saw something yellow. I know it was here. I saw you. There we go. Oh, this is gonna work. If it's not gonna be perfectly pretty, that is fine, but if this is gonna work, then I think we should take advantage of this 100%. Are you gonna get a train up here? I don't know that it matters, because all I really want is the cow production. And then the grains, we just... I mean, all we really need... And you know how I said earlier that we're not going to have any line setups for the trains. We're all going to have rail distribution offices doing things. Honestly, it doesn't make much sense to not have a rail distribution bringing stuff out here. But let's see how we can fit the rest in here. So how much grain do you need? You need 20 tons of crops a day. That is more... I mean, it's on par with clothing, I'm guessing. Let's go look at clothing quick. Yeah, 20 tons, that's on par with clothing. Okay. Which we know we can run with trucks. We just have 3 of these set up, so it's not going to be easy to run with trucks. But, oh, I think I know what I'm going to do. I think I know. I think you will like it. How many do we need? This one we don't have to plan for a whole year of reserves. This one just has to have enough for like in between train loads, that it's able to load and unload all the animals that we have. And now this mountain is going to be in the way for what I want to do. But we're going to try it anyways, because 32 is probably not enough. 8,000, you are way too big. Aren't you the same size as this guy? You're effectively the same size, so that's not super helpful. But this one is a little smaller. And yes, if I can convince the game to place this thing here, this monstrosity, if you will, I think we're going to get a train up here to do our bidding, and then we just need one extra truck, maybe two extra trucks, to move the grain around from this grain storage down to the extra cattle farm, and then we would have grain everywhere that we need it, which would be super. I don't think this is going to work right away, and we are in the middle of the mountains here, so all of this is going to be hard to complete, because as you can see now, the factory connections are no longer trying to auto-connect, and I think that has more to do with it's just way too steep down there. But let's complete this, because once we have a platform like this, we may be able to get this all lowered a little easier. So no, too steep of an incline, obviously. And that's not surprising. I think what I need to do is just demolish a little bit of the landscape. Let's do restore soil. Is that it? No. If I click on this and then click on remove tree, and there we go. I just want to see what our cliffside really looks like. And this is a humongous mountain. Are you sure you're going to build here, or do you want to build somewhere else, or do you just want to bring everything in with a truck that's nearby? I mean, this is a better location to get all those connections in. We still need a refrigerator somewhere there. Yeah, this will be much better, because we can actually run up here and through the mountain and get all those connections in. This guy is just sitting way onto the hill. That's not just a hill, that's a big old mountain. So I think the problem will be if I lower this, and this is all rock face. As you can see, there's like a little orange line on top of the terraforming indicator. This is all rock face. Building on this just takes forever, and I don't think it will give us the result that we actually want. So if I can get the road connections in here the way that I need to, I think we're just going to have trucks do all the deliveries for these guys. It's a very short distance, and all we really need is a cargo station to make this really work, and I know that cargo stations should be okay with doing the thing that we need out of them here. So let's build this out up until having an actual road connection in here, because I like the mountain cattle farm ranch. All kind of meant the same thing. We're obviously not going to get through getting the city done today, but I'm okay with that, because I wanted to do this, and then I changed my mind and I thought I couldn't do this, and now I guess we're going to do this, because we're going to use every little bit of what we have going on up here. And I think we're getting more and more into a Nurple Flat type of city, so maybe we actually are going to complete the city today. And that's simply because we need a lot of workers in a small footprint. And there's nothing better in high-capacity housing, and Nurple Flats are the best ones for that. You think it's too steep, but then I just have to pull you back far enough. Let's do F4, and then left shift, and there's a little kink in the ground right there. There we go. There we go. It's steep. I don't care about steep, I just care about functional. So there's our cattle farms. They can produce enough cattle to make all of this work. They don't have grain right away, so we need to have a cargo station that is connected to all the grain that we can get in here, and we're going to get that done. I do need a meat storage that is big enough for a train to actually do something there, so that's what we're going to put right next to here. Then I would like a big enough storage, and honestly, I don't even think... Okay, let's see. Storages, yes, grain storage. I don't think we need 11,000, but 8,000 may be okay. And they do have single or one-way connections, right? They do have the one-way connections that we like. So I think I can actually put you here. The one-way connection that is right there is actually a good thing, because how many parking spots do you have compared to the other ones? Vehicle loading, unloading, 2. That's a very small number. I was expecting this to be bigger because we need at least 3, actually 2. We only need 2. Well, you need more than that. I think 2 is maybe okay. You're really just playing with fire here, because I don't think 2 is enough. We're going to take those 2 away because we don't need them. This one would get the grain straight from there, so that one doesn't need a distribution. But the other 2, this one and this one, will need distribution. But as long as we're doing it with a distribution office, maybe that would be okay. Yeah, maybe. Okay, let's treat this as our normal connection out. Don't complete that yet, because we do need rail connections in here, and there needs to be a cargo station. And this one, we need to pick up meat, and we drop off grain. 2 trains, really. Okay. Which means that that cargo station is simply too small. I do want a long one. So if we can get a long one like this, with 2 stations connections, that's fine. Pull you in as far as I can. That looks good. Because we need a road connection to actually connect to something. And then, yeah, this will just be for grain and for cattle. That's fine. Just 2 trains coming in here. And one of the trains is just for distribution to the other distribution hub that we already have set up. So that should be okay. Let's see if we can get through here. Yep. Game mechanics, get all of this stuff nice and terraformed. Building on a mountain is not supposed to be easy. That's okay. And then you go here. I don't know where we're going to go with that, but it feels like there's a natural connection point to somewhere else, with either going down the hill or having a big old bridge. Don't care which one it is yet, but get this one started. That's all fine. Hi, snow. Now, you remember earlier when I was saying something stupid like we don't need snow clearance in like all year round, we just need it here? I think I will just have to put a couple snow plows up here, otherwise that's not going to work the way that I need it to. And that's okay. That's not a problem. Let's get the rail out here. F4 to get the snapping back, and then see if we have a pretty easy time getting back onto this track, which we do. I want them to get off the track as fast as possible, so I think what I'm going to do here is a different type of connection. Do you want one train to even park in here, or do you just want to keep them like this? Okay, you could keep them like this. All you need then is a way back for the trains, just in front of the station, and then you can actually have 2 trains parking there. So this is what we're going to do. You 2 get off there and build a crossing. As long as I can put a signal here, I think we'll be okay there. So put a crossing right in front of this. There's one, and there's one. And then they can build whatever they need to build there. That's good. Let's see. Is there a shortcut here? It doesn't feel like there's a real shortcut here. I do think that I can put a road kind of all over this. But then it's going to be just pretty steep to get down here, which is probably not what we want. But having multiple paths doing the same thing is something that the game really kind of forces and wants you to do. So let's see if we can climb up this hill. And if I can give myself 2 extra connections, then we may be lucky and don't need another technical service office to get this area up here covered, which that will be a win. Okay, mountain road down there, done. That's a one-way road that we don't need to connect. You could still, if you wanted to, if you needed to, you would have a little bit of wiggle room here to add the larger road connection, road cargo station right here. If you take this road out for the time being and just go a little further out, I am tempted to give myself that option. Okay. Actually, you would do it like this. Yes. And then we don't have to, I'm not going to build it right away, but if we are not able to keep up with transporting everything that we need into the farms like we need to, obviously, then we have another option here to get more stuff, to increase our frequency and capacity. There we go. Just go around there and that should be fine. Cool. They're all connected. That looks good. You guys are doing what you're supposed to do. There's no fuel or anything. We do need power. We do need a lot of water going in here. We may even have... No, the water station that we have down there should be able to handle all of this. Then we just run the water down there for whatever they want to do with that. That should be okay. That road connection is just too inviting, so we're going to get that one planned too. Make sure that you turn this one off right away so it doesn't get built. So that feels good. Yeah, that cargo station just at the end there, that feels okay. This one we're just going to demolish because that will never be used. This is the silo that we actually want to get in here. So that looks good. That's all fine. This road connection will do its thing. We need the utilities still organized up here, and that's okay. Let's just get distribution office. Okay. I think if I can get it up on this podium, we will be able to get all the connections out of here that we would ever need. And this distribution office is the only thing that does the driving up here. So I feel... Come on, give me some green. There we go. Just the mountainous trucks, they're okay. I feel that the 5 trucks that we have here may be enough to fill these in, and I could just have 2 lines sitting there that always directly bring the grain down, and then we just have 5 extra trucks sitting here to supply the extras. And if we need more distribution, I will just have to put something out here that will just have a longer line or longer route to take. Okay, cool. With this, let's make some notes so I don't have to redo everything next time. How many people do we currently have? We have 500 people already just for the repair stations. We don't need anyone for the fire station. That was a design choice that we made a long time ago because of helicopters. So that's good. And now we're at 500 just for workers. Let's talk about these guys. Oh, you're forgetting one really big thing. One really big thing. You're forgetting this. Oh, you're going to regret this so much. This is going to produce so much manure that we cannot handle that probably with a normal setup. So what we need to do is build extra storage with a rail connection, like so, and you don't have a factory connection to the north side of you. Okay, I can fix that. We can fix this. Livestock farm, you need 50, and slaughterhouse needs 50. So all of these are 50, so at least that is easy to math. But what I was planning on doing is just flip it with T and R and all those things, and then get me... There we go. No, you still need that connection. Okay, with that in mind, maybe I can't do what I wanted to do. That one should not have problems getting me the factory connection that I want. So let's see if we can convince it otherwise. What went on here? That one got connected. Good. Now this one is connected. Also good. That's the one. No, that one is not a connection that you needed. Okay. Okay, it's just this. This is meat. And this is cows. Well, doesn't matter. It kind of fits in right now, and we'll be okay. But let's get our manure into a place, which would be this dump. Yes, something like this. If we can actually make this happen, which I'm not convinced one way or another that this won't happen. But let's see. We're building a large mountain right in front of the road that I need to build, so that's not going to help. But I do want this to be connected with rail, because I want to be able to pick this up directly. And should we turn this into fertilizer right away? That's an excellent question. As usual, you're just asking the best questions all the time. I don't know. I don't know if we should turn this into fertilizer right away, but I think we are very much running out of space up here. So even if the answer is, yeah, probably, I'm not sure that we can put that into action as easy as I would like to. Let's get down from this hill, get connected into something there. This guy is obviously not connected to anything right now, but at this point, I think we're going to point you towards home, which would be here. That's fine. That's fine. I like where this is going. And it's the middle of winter. Our happiness has gone up. I think our population has stayed close to the same. I think it was 76.8, not 76.7, which is not the end of the world, but now all of this is connected, and there's a little bit of wiggle room up here. Are you really going to try to finagle a train thing up here? Kind of, yeah, why not? Because the fertilizer that we're going to get out of here is just going to go into bio-waste, and if we can bring more bio-waste out here, if we're not producing enough from the slaughterhouse, it's not the slaughterhouse that produces it, it's the livestock haul range that produces it. I'm glad I thought about that. I think we could probably maybe handle this with 2 trucks, just continuously bringing it down here, because we're not going to have this full. We're going to have just a handful of cows, but I think even those will produce a lot of that stuff. Yes. Okay. So if you don't have a connection that you wanted here anyways right away, you may as well just bite the bullet and understand that you will need a large stand for containers, and you really just want to move them straight over to the other container, or to the other connection there. So what we're going to do is this. We're going to cheat the game a little bit. We don't need this connection at all. True. Where are you going to put this? I don't really want to put it much further away than this. Okay. Okay. Let's take that one out. Now I feel more compelled to do the biohazard thing right away. So let's see how this works. If I do this, this will be in walking range of that building that we have. Okay. Let's just assume that this is going to be a straight road in here. That connection can go right there. And now this guy is more than walking range of that thing. We have like 125 meters or so to make that happen. So that is fine. I think it's 115, not 25. That is A. B is going to be a transfer station. We're going to use a large one that goes straight across from that thing. And obviously a truck has to drive up here. Come on. Come on, terraforming. I'm really squishing it in here, but I really want to. Let's get rid of this road. Maybe that will make this a little easier. Because all I want is for containers just to get dropped off right away. So we're just going to have a truck moving from that side to this side. And maybe there's a better way to do this. I honestly am not 100% sure. But this is how we're going to do this. So you can go here. That looks good. And this road still has to come out here, but nothing changed for you. So that's also good. Now we can talk to our composting plant, which is going to be right here. It's going to look like this. You need chemicals to work. Yes. Yes, you do. Okay. If you go here, how do you feel about... and I don't know that I've ever built a setup as scrunchy as this is going to be up here, but I kind of like it. I kind of like this. Use every last bit of connectivity that you can get out of this mountain and see where we end up, because... just because I like it. 7U factory connection. Okay, so that's connected. That can totally connect here. We will need to have one large bus to supply to these people, one bus to supply to this one, and then one more bus here. Since we now have this connection in here, I think we would be pretty well served to get a bus stop squished in right in the middle of these two. If that is the thing that you would like me to do, or would like to allow me, that would be great. As you can see, that's not going to happen right there, but I think we have a potential room right outside. Flip you around, T? No? Still got the red over there. Flip you around this way. That looks more likely to happen, but not quite yet. Gosh. How much can you squish into this little squiggle area? The answer is not enough yet, but we're not counted and out. So, if I put you here instead, we'll break in a little bit of the idea that you had earlier. So let's do this. See if we can get a road in there. Yes, we can. We can totally get a road in here, and now you cannot get the container in there anymore. But since we are planning on picking this up all the time right away anyways, may as well just make a small container connection here, and then that shouldn't be a real problem, because this is only going to be for bio-waste, nothing else, and it should always be empty. The large container has 2 loading stalls though, That is a big advantage that we should take advantage of, and that is still the wrong one. Take the big one. And see how you cannot get this in here? Yes, I can see how I'm not getting this in here. Okay, take that one out. Change the angle. And get it as close there as you can. That wasn't bad. I have hope that we can get what I need. Just hope. Let's see. Bus stop. Yes. Somewhere in here. T to flip you around. RR to rotate you that way. Nope. I think we're going to have a much better chance to get this thing in where I want it right here. It will also stop blocking things that I needed. There you go. You should be able to get out of there just fine. There you go. There you go. And then that's a crappy connection. Let's just do like this. This one should still connect right in here. And you are not connected to that thing. So why did you do all of the things that you just did? Good question. I think either it will fit here or we just have to have 2 bus stations there. It will fit here just fine. Just has to do a little bit of terraforming. And now it's green. Now that one is actually connected to everything. And we can take this one out again. Road there. And cool. So they're all served. The guys over here need to be served. Ideally with a bus that comes from the city that doesn't interfere with anything that goes on in the distribution center scenario. Which will be right here. I already saw a green piece. There was something that looked like it was going to let me build it. Come on. Just click the button until it lets you do the thing. That's what I always say. Let's build a little plateau in here. And if they have to walk just a little further to work, I think they'll be okay. We also have some footpaths available to make all of this a little more feasible, like this one specifically. So let's look at this. You're already in walking range of everything, so don't have to worry about that. This in walking range of everything that I want. This could be serviced by 1 bus line if we really felt like it, but 2 is also fine. They would have to go all the way up here. They're already connected into the city, so all of that. Okay, lucky there. Now this will be bio-waste. Okay. Here's a thing. Are you really going to do this? I am going to attempt it and I will regret it later. No, you can't even do that. Okay, that connection is going to go there. Part of me is considering... Oh! You have a cargo station right over here. Why don't you use that? Okay. Part of me is considering bringing all of the bio-waste from the rest of the area down here, but now I'm just thinking maybe you just stick with this and see how much you can produce and how much you can handle. And if you can't handle it, you have to change something anyways. So leave it alone. Because I was considering bringing up all of our... well, the rest of our bio-waste here. And we're not producing that much. I think this should totally work. As long as I can make a connection here to this side of things. And maybe all I have to do... because we're already connecting on a different angle. All I have to do is lower this down a little bit and then try again and see if I get a green. Yes, I got a green. Cool. With that connected, I may be able to build another one of these. That will be our import. Is that road on the right connection? That road is on the wrong connection. Now it's still on the wrong connection. Flip you again. There we go. I see it. It's right there. That is the connection that I want out of this. Then one of them will be import and one of them will be export of bio-waste. Well, bio-waste to fertilizer, right? And then, let's see. Oh, it's like, yeah, I see what you're trying to do. I guess we can make this happen if you really want to. Okay, flatten this out, get a little higher, that looks good. Make enough room for 2 trains to actually be able to get up here. That's so far so good. I don't know how many trains we have to accommodate on that side, so that's a little scary actually, but maybe we're okay. That one is way too short to be considered a real piece of track, so I don't think we have to entertain that much longer, but that really just means this goes away, you can go in there and handle whatever track you need on that side. We could make this a little longer, but I'm not sure that we need that. No, this is fine. So this is bio-waste in, bio-waste out. bio-waste from the fertilizer producer from the range right here. We do need trash and everything else on here as well, but this is just going to be 2 trucks just shipping it back and forth right away. The rest of the trash we just need a distribution, not a distribution, but a technical service office for, which obviously I totally planned for because you always need that, not a distribution office, technical service. And because this is a potential for a lot of waste that will be produced, I'm just going to put one bigger one here. Oh, you can actually fit it right there. We're going to put a bigger one here that can hopefully handle everything that needs to be picked up and produced here, all large containers, obviously. But I kind of like this little cow paradise. Yeah, totally. So we're going to see how this works. Next time, city? Maybe? I started it. We know how many people we need now. We need, what is this? This is 4 buildings at 50 and one building at 25. So we need 225 extra people times 3, which is 675 on top of the 500. So we're already at an 1100 people city. I think what we're going to end up with is almost 3,000 here. 2,500 to run all the services and all the other things that we need. There's a lot of utilities that need to go in here, but I'm not scared of utilities. Are you scared of utilities? You shouldn't be scared of utilities. Utilities are totally fine. We'll just have to see how they play out. I don't think I've seen trains block notifications in a while, which is exciting. You are currently blocking yourself, though, from something, which is not exciting, but it's not the end of the world. Where do I need to separate out your connectivity? I think we have a chance to do... Oh, we actually have done this one. That's good. But where are you going? Which train are you waiting on? That's my big question. You are going to that. Okay. Where is another train? It doesn't matter. Just finish it out. Okay. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you again next time. And hopefully the train station up here has completed yet. Has not completed, but we're getting pretty close. Cool. Thank you for watching. I'll see you again after winter. Bye-bye.